The Warriors' path to this year's state title game truly began with how last season ended. But losing in the state semis was nothing compared to what was to come.
Susan belongs to God now, but I preferred it when she belonged to us.
Their story could have stopped with the death of their beloved head coach, but the team wouldn't let it. The Pusey inside of them wouldn't let them.
Having this devastating accident in the beginning of the season, it kind of brought us down, but at a certain point, it kind of brought us closer together, and it made us become more Pusey strong. And our new word is Pusey fueled, and we got Pusey fueled for Saturday.
Just like Miss Pusey told us, we always give 110% with everything, and we know she's watching. We just have to do it for her, and just, we know the pressure is on, but we just have to ignore it and just play our game.
That fuel has pushed them to this point. One win away from the program's 19th state title.
Next end of the contest with the score, Pocomoke 3, Winchester Valley 0.
Just knowing that that's what was prescribed by Pusey, we've definitely dedicated our hearts to it. Being able to tie that red balloon on that trophy would certainly bring a closure to a season that we fought long and hard for.
She wanted this for us, not for the title. She wanted us to know what it was like to be champions.
The weight of expectations has been on this team since the start. But as their courage grew, so did something else. A movement. From Easton to Decatur, everywhere you looked, the shore was united as Pusey strong.
The Delmar Field Hockey team wishes Pocomoke Field Hockey the best of luck in their championship game tomorrow night. We love you, stay Pusey strong!
One more win. This time, though, Coach Pusey won't be found standing on the sidelines, but she'll still be with this team. And there's one last thing she can't wait for them to experience.
They've gone to state tournament games and see what, they've seen them, but they've never experienced them. So it will be a great and fantastic experience for them, especially how our town supports us. I mean, whether we win or we lose, they're there when we come back. They support us with the fire trucks, with all the people in line and the cars, and they have not seen that yet. I can't wait for them to see that.
Have to go from whistle to whistle every single time, man.
It's week 1 of high school football. But while it's the first time for every Bennett player taking the field this season, for one Bennett player, it's the first time he's taken the field in years.
I was a baby when it happened. I thought about how great I am to be alive and how I got past that.
Football never should have been possible for Michael Harmon. When he was just a year old, his parents took him in for a routine checkup. But there was nothing routine about the results.
Stage 4 hepatoblastoma. It had spread to his lungs.
He was 0.9 in a million diagnosed, and he had a 20%
chance of survival.
Cancer. Michael underwent 5 rounds of chemotherapy, and then he had to have surgery to remove 2/3 of his liver.
He didn't say a word for 3 days, and in 3 days he started singing. So we knew he would be okay.
The surgery worked. And now, years later, he got his first opportunity to play high school football and score his first point.
Hey, go, go.
Fitting that the point after, much like his own life, didn't get off to the best start.
The linebackers were right there, so I just kicked it as fast as I could. It was great.
And there to support him, as always, were his biggest fans.
Makes you appreciate every day, really, and that, because it was almost taken away.
They've been out here. They always came to support all my games, and I really expect that. I love them.
2 years ago, as a skinny freshman no more than 5 feet tall and 100 pounds, Frank Duder tried out for the baseball team at Pocomoke.
Frank, he's a hard-nosed. He's been playing since he was little, just can't tell him anything. He just got his own set ways, and he's strong. He's durable, he's determined.
But while his heart was in it, his health was not. Frank was diagnosed with a bone disorder, which forced him to step away from playing for fear of injury. But he was determined to still find a way to help his team.
Soft toss and just scorekeeping, pitch count, just to be with the team.
Those little things, from a logistical point of, stats and pitch counters and that kind of thing, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but it is, and you don't notice how important it is until that guy's gone.
During a practice on April 1st, a line drive hit Frank in the jaw, and he was immediately taken to PRMC.
In the hospital for 4 days. I only can eat like soft foods. And start off with liquids, and it's weekly getting a little harder.
But even that couldn't keep him from the game that he loves as he fought his way back to support his team.
He's always been with us, and losing him was hurt, but him coming back just felt like it was together, and we won our next 2 games.
I love baseball. I love watching it, so I want to keep doing it.
The Wildcats are about to find out if months of hard work are going to pay off as they prepare for this year's conference tournament.
We just drill the basics this week, wrestle live, conditioning, make sure everybody's on weight, and just show up.
Del Mar has one of their strongest teams in years, including 10 seniors that have helped them to their 8-4 record. A credit to the hard work they've put in.
They say that wrestling will put you in the best shape of your life. And, well, it's kind of doing that for me.
But the team is drawing its strength from something more than just conditioning. Matt McCain, Bradley Moore, and Sean Riggins are all special needs athletes and are all a big part of this year's team.
Well, wrestling is so much fun. It's been in my whole life. I went through my dad, my grandpa, my Uncle Chuck, and now it's down to me.
Well, at first I thought wrestling was kind of hard and too impossible for anyone to do, but after like 2 or 3 matches, you'll find out that it's easy and fun to do.
That good-natured determination has created a tight bond in this group.
It's high school. They don't get treated fairly all the time, and being out here with us, it kind of gives them a sense of family.
And while they inspire the team has given them something just as valuable in return.
They told me that if I did sports in general, it would help me make some new friends. And, well, it helped me make quite a few friends. I got the wrestling team as my friend.
Some of them happened that I gotten very close to, and I considered them like my brothers.
They are so awesome. They're my family. I love them to death.
As their bond with their teammates grew, so did their skills on the mat, even resulting in a couple wins.
It was a happy moment, honestly, because just knowing that the effort they put in and that it pays off, it's just a really good feeling.
And a goal is scored by the Dukes of James Madison.
This fall, JMU senior and Pocomoke grad Taylor West wrapped up her career as a Duke while being named the Conference Player of the Year and earning All-American. While that would be a storybook ending for most players, Taylor believed there was something even bigger left for her to do.
The next step was the national team, and that's really the only opportunity to continue post-college in America, so that was just my next goal.
So on January 4th, she tried out for the U.S. national team, along with more than 30 of the nation's top players.
After the tryout, I felt pretty good, I guess. I didn't have any regrets, so that was just my main goal going into it.
Nearly a month later, she got the email she had always dreamed of, being one of only 6 players selected to make the team.
Well, I was at home with my mom, and it was kind of the thing we had been waiting for a few days, just kind of the anticipation. So just finally when the email came, it was just overwhelming. Still can't quite believe.
While she may hardly believe it, her former coaches are anything but surprised to see her succeed at this level.
I just think she's been born, bred, and around field hockey her entire life, and she's just picked it up, and it's something she's loved and just stuck with.
Taylor will now join America's top players and represent Team USA on the game's biggest stage.
I'm really excited and looking forward to the opportunities to play with them. These are the players that I've kind of followed through my career, and now the chance to actually get to play with them is kind of unreal.
Multiple all-conference selections, a Bayside Player of the Year, and a dunk that will be remembered for years to come. It's fair to say that Jalen Money and Leon Flournoy have made their impression.
Great athletes, good kids, good students, kids that we're very proud of, kids who are good enough to play at the next level.
But for as many accomplishments as they had, there was one sport they had yet to leave their mark.
We just wanted to do something different, me and Jalen, for our senior year. Instead of doing track or with baseball, we just decided to do tennis.
Having never played competitively before, they knew they were going to have to put in the hours and get straight to work.
We started back in mid-January of this year, and just weekend sessions, and we were pretty bad.
The sheer physicality of the game proved to be the first hurdle.
Obviously, you can't hit people, so It's really, you can't be aggressive, can't do that either. So it's a big transition.
And not being able to physically contribute, pretty much, that's been the ultimate culprit why we've been having a sort of rough transition.
While it was humbling to start, they also know just how much they've improved, and it's left them wondering what could have been.
So I feel like if we played more, we would have been great. We would have been great.
In Easton, Spencer Tillis, 47 ABC.